Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a Zerg versus Zerg European party, Serral versus Rainer. It's one of the rare ZVZs that I really enjoy watching. I'm not a huge fan of the Zerg versus Zerg matchup. They often feel very similar to me, but when we have these two boys playing against one another, I love to watch it. I think they have a very attractive playstyle, both of them, when they match up against one another. It doesn't feel like such a shoe-in for Serral either, like it is against some other Zerg players. If there's one Zerg player that really has had Serral's number over the years, it's going to be Rainer. Of course, with Dark now in the military, he's kind of out of the running for that. So Dark is a player I also like watching in ZVZ. He's phenomenal micro, stellar decision making, and these are some of the things you definitely do need in Zerg versus Zerg. All right, what do we have over here? It is double links moving towards the right side. Going up a ramp. Epic stuff. Legitimately epic stuff. So you have the queen from the main base now walking in towards the natural. We're going to get a creep tumor there as well. A couple of links coming out. Both players kind of stuck at 30 drones. Not wanting to add in a whole lot more. We have a much faster Roach Warren for Serral. Potentially, also not in the wall. So potentially could be for some type of Roach Baneling push. Links now moving across. I think Serral wanted to go for a scout with these guys. It's going to need to take the long way around. Baneling start. Two Banelings about to finish up. Here comes a run-in. Ooh, it's not going to succeed at that. Both players with the Roach Warren, more drones on the way. No extra gas. Okay, here comes our first extra gas. Here comes our first extra gas for Rainer. This is just pretty much the standard. The moment you start oversaturating your natural, you take this gas, you get that layer going as well ASAP from here on out. So I'm expecting... Ooh, actually, Serral might be doing something else. So usually we see layer production here. But instead, we're seeing an Evo chamber. Okay, and now lair. I saw triple overlords, and I was like, what is the chance that this is going to be a couple of roaches coming out? Rainer is going to get 4 roaches, but these feel more like safety roaches than anything else. As we have a pretty much a near mirror. Here comes the Ling. Oh! Forces Rainer to detonate. Well, he didn't force Rainer to detonate. This was actually an unforced error. It's the Ling, you could have just A-moved with those Lings on top of it. +1 range is on the way. Much quicker here for Serral than it is for Rainer, as Rainer might actually be heading into a Spire play here. Late Evo chamber, slightly quicker lair than his opponent, slightly higher link counts as well. So here comes the Evo, but I think the moment this thing finishes, we're going to see an instant Spire. This is going to be my thought. Yep, there we go. Spire comes in. Now, Serral is a player that loves scouting, loves to know what the hell is going on. So I'm fully expecting an Overseer to be built here. And with an Overseer, the scout coming in would be a fairly big deal. 60 workers already for Rainer, who's slightly higher in the workers. Overseer is going to come in towards the left side. That means it needs to travel through 2 bases, which isn't necessarily easy. It's going to be number 1. Queen number 1 can already push this back a decent amount. I don't think this Overseer is going to get the info in the main base. I'm actually fairly certain it's not going to get it. That is a big deal. Because without knowing that there's going to be a Spire on the way, I think Serral will not be capable of making the correct play here. He's going for the Overlord speed. He really wants that information, but he's not going to get it in time. 4th base on the way for both players. We have a couple of roaches out already for Serral. And Serral is being kind of transparent as well with those roaches, saying, hey, I got roaches, I'm safe. Rainer has 4 roaches total. That's not a whole lot. I think he might have shown them a couple of times as well. Now we have a bunch of roaches on the way on Serral's side, but these all feel like, hey, I don't want to die roaches, or hey, I just kind of have to go roaches. They're not like, oh, I'm gonna run across the map and kill you. That doesn't really seem to be something that Serral is thinking of at all. As he sends a scout in, Overlord speed is finishing up, and we're gonna get some patrolling systems here. Overseer is going to move in, and the moment it moves in, it's going to get the confirmation indeed that it will be Mutalisk, but the problem with these Mutas is that they're already gonna be out. So you just need to deal with them. And instantly we see Spore, Hydra Den. We're going to probably see Carapace upgrade on this as well. And +2 coming in at the same time. And I'm expecting a couple more drones. Tunneling Claws and Burrow started instantly as well. So the plan for Serral here seemingly is just going to be a straight up kind of macro game vibe here. I'm expecting the worker count to eventually to go up to maybe like 71, 72, 73 workers. This 4th base is one of these key things. If you can keep the 4th base, that is generally considered a great thing for the defending Zerg player. I'm not so certain, though, if Serral can hold that. Because Raynor has a crap ton of links out, plus one melee has finished up. Bailing speed already on the way. 77 workers as well. These links are now coming in. Look at this Muta count. This is just a mass Muta game. 17 Mutas. As 3-4 workers do end up falling. Ling run by comes in. Queen's gonna get sniped here. Yep, there we go. Split off of those links. Could go for the Spore, could also go for the drones. I always wonder what is correct. I think the Spore is not such a bad target in these cases. It allows a lot of things out of the Mutas later on. There's just a single Hydra here. It's not going to be good enough. And I think these 20 Mutas should be capable of either clearing these Hydras or taking out this fort base as roaches start moving across the map with the tunneling claws. That is going to drag Raynor's attention towards that. So the first few roaches have already signed up for some damage on the other side of the map. The first ones are the brave ones. The roaches continue pushing across. Raynor needs to find an answer to this. And I think just links are not going to be that answer. 3 roaches still in the main base. Hydras are trying to fight against these Muta lists. That is not going to be very successful, as there's way too many Mutas. Surprising to see Serral make a mistake like this, as the roaches continue going in. These roaches still haven't unburrowed, and I think Serral might have forgotten about them temporarily. Bit of a blunder, if you ask me, because these could have been wreaking some serious havoc in here. Raynor is quite powerful, but he also needs to be careful not to lose like 40 drones here. It's nice to kill roaches, but if you end up losing, even if you lose like 15 drones here, that's pretty bad, because there is going to be a defense behind this. And Muta-Ling Bane is very reliant on high worker count. So we see these roaches once again trying to burrow, trying to split off, trying to win a lot of time. And I think Serral's doing an okay job here so far. Resource lost is 6.7k to 5,500. This would have been much better had Serral been on slightly higher worker count. But the fact that he's going to survive is perhaps big enough in and by itself. We are kind of increasing our Muta count up to scary numbers, though. Main base, very vulnerable. Fort base, extremely vulnerable. Like, we don't actually have a lot of spores. We don't have defenses in position either. And I think this fort is just going to get completely cooked over here. Single fungals not even going to come out as the infestor goes down. 6 drones go down over there. So, roaches burrow, reburrow, unburrow. Triple burrow. We have a changeling wall over here in the natural as well. Baneling's now running in forward. This base is going to fall. And the Mutas can just fly into the main base as well. Raynor's going to ignore that possibility for now as he pisses off. But it is always going to be an option still on the table. And there are a lot of options on the table right now for Raynor as well. Like, he's a man with options, let me tell you. He's going to go for Banelings. I wouldn't mind seeing a 5th base come in and a slightly higher drone count. At some point, he's going to find these roaches. That is a big deal. Spore gets taken out. Just a single fungal is available. Overlord speed would be neat. And a drive-by into the main base would be even neater, if you ask me. Roaches here are going to find the Banes. That is a very big deal. Had these guys gone in unchecked, I think that would have been the end of a lot of these drones. Now, maybe a couple of drones are going to end up falling. Legitimately just a couple. 2 drones end up going down. The Mutas continue going back home, just pretty much chasing what they want in the moment. Not thinking of the long term. My dear friend, you got to be careful. Gotta be careful. Can't be smoking cigarettes for the rest of your life here, Mr. Muta. Gotta think of your long-time health. And your long-time health is on the other side of the map, killing drones. It might feel nice to not take damage against these extra roaches, but I feel like a lot of potential is being wasted by being so extremely passive. Once more, this main base is vulnerable as hell. There is such a beautiful flyby potential here. Even this base, like, what do we have here? We have 3 spores. This spore is out of position to defend. This thing isn't done, so really we have 2 spores. That's it. Well, this one is done, so we have 1 spore. I can't count. My apologies. It feels like Raynor is really keen on killing the army straight up and kind of forgetting about the fact that the Muta is a flying unit that can also go places where ground units can't defend quite as easily. Here comes a big attack. This is a beautiful setup. We have 4 fungals available. Here we go. Oh, big one on the left side. Bailey's getting connected with big time as the Mutas kind of jump on top of these infestors. Microbial Shroud gets used as well onto the Hydras. This was a pretty decent fight, it feels like, for Serral. Although, as I say, that he's going to lose all of his Hydras pretty much for free once more. losing so many Hydras for no reason whatsoever. 32. I feel like just moving these back to Spores, where there's also still an Infestor, would have been significantly better. Roaches are moving across the map. There's no ground defenses against this, although a single Spine is going to help out quite a bit here. Mutas need to take care of this. No Spine over in the third base. Roaches are going to show up over there as well. This run-by is killing a lot of drones. Serral falls down. The 46 workers did not burrow his workers in time. Uncharacteristically, may I add, because usually Serral's very quick. When he has an opportunity to save something, he usually saves it. Not this time, however, as he loses a crap ton of workers. I think without those worker losses, he would have been in a fine and playable position, but right now I'm not so certain. 31 Mutas out. Luckily they only have +1 attack. +2 hasn't even started yet. As Rainer's just chasing burrowed roaches around the map. I thought these... Every time I look at the map, I see like a bunch of red. I'm like, oh! But it's just changelings again. Okay, triple roach once more. Gonna run in here. Like, this is so hard for Rainer to deal with. Rainer probably should have an overseer at every entrance and exit. It's like one overseer here, one overseer here, one here, one here. So you can get some vision as to what is going on. Because right now he's constantly just chasing burrowed, unburrowed units. And it's hell, he keeps losing workers as well. Mutas are flying into the main base. I feel like this should have happened a while ago. I mean, I kept egging him on to do it, as this Spore is gonna get sniped. A single Muta's probably gonna fall, but look at the damage that he can deal here. At the same time, Baneling run by into the third base as well. Rainer, with some neat multitasking here, is going to catch Serral. Outspeed Serral even, as he defends accurately at home. Flies from the main into the fourth. Oh, Viper does hit. Fungal also hits at the same time. Another Fungal connect, as a lot of these Mutas are gonna die. Beautiful connections here out of Serral. Would love to keep this Viper alive. It did have a transfuse ready, just didn't utilize it. Frustrating for sure, because Vipers are expensive, and Serral isn't exactly rich right now. He's on 27 workers, as these Mutas are taking even more of a beating. Gonna move into the corner. I'm not entirely certain about that. That's going to be tricky for him to deal with, as 3 more Mutas fall. Spore in the natural here could stop this as well. And Serral says, hey, you know what? I killed so many of your Mutalisk. What does your ground army look like? I don't think it's going to be big enough to deal with me. We have a Roach that is burrowed over here out of Serral. He's moving out with Roach, Hydra. There's triple Infestors, and they're actually available as well. They're available with some Fungals, some Microbial Shrouds, some stuff. Lingranbai comes in. I love the clarity of mind out of Rainer, saying, hey, if you're going to attack me, that pretty much means you're going to be all in, because I am going to kill your crap. Serral moves back as a result, and I think this might have been kind of the last real option that Serral had to kill his opponent. It felt like he had a serious timing here, but Rainer with his run by forces him back. Serral seems to be kind of getting toyed with here by the Italian Zerg player, and it is rare to see someone kind of outmaneuver Serral like this. Make him make mistakes when it comes to decision making is really rare. It's one of the strongest suits of Serral's, knowing when he can win. As he's just sitting back for now. Does have soon 6 Fungals available, but 10 more drones going down. Once more, too slow on the burrow. There's no Overseer here. This shouldn't be dealing any damage, but Rainer's just outspeeding him. He has groups of units everywhere. Now we're going to have a Baneling run by into a base without any workers. This actually is going to be kind of awkward. I think Rainer goes in and is like, what the hell? You have nothing here? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, Hydras do go down, so still get some damage for his troubles. And I think Rainer's going to feel extremely comfortable in his position. He knows that there's 0 workers out for Serral right now. Serral does have a very big army. And that in and by itself is already quite valuable, as these Mutas are flying across. Serral once more is going to go back, but every second that goes by, look at this. Mineral income 1900 to 900. Fort base is pretty much dead here. We have some Vipers available for Parasitic Bomb. 2 Vipers to be exact. You have a bunch of Fungals here as well. The Baneling run by hits the third base. Lurker is there to deal with these threats. But I think more drones are actually going to end up dying. The Hive is now under heavy pressure as well. Fungal's not going to get cast. 7 more drones going down. At the same time, Roach is being split off here into the fort base, and Rainer's going to lose a significant portion of his mining, although a fast burrow is going to save a lot of these units. Where Serral has been failing, Rainer is succeeding with the multitasking, with defending his own drones, using the burrow. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. As these Mutas are going to get caught. I don't think this this is considered the end of the world for Raynor, though. As he snipes the Hydra then, pretty much the last bastion of anti-air. Like, the moment these Vipers don't have energy, this is going to be so freaking tough to deal with. So a bunch of roaches have died right now. 18 drones have gone down on the side of Raynor. And here come the, what is it, single parasitic bomb? I think we just have one. We have a single parasitic bomb available right now. Could maybe, what you call it, abduct something in here, but or just wait until he gets more energy. Spore count is at 3, but nothing else to deal with the Mutalisk. It's going to be a full-on base trade, and ooh, Serral almost loses this Viper. Takes a lot of damage on both of them. Flies in forward. Up, there we go. Beautiful. Dude, Raynor is playing some phenomenal StarCraft here. He's actually outspeeding Serral. This is unheard of. That Viper being sniped there by the 3 Mutas that are in a separate control group. That was freaking crazy. Like, the clarity of mind that Raynor is showing so far in this game is actually mental. He's losing a lot of his structures, but he knows he's just going to straight up win the base trade if it comes to it. And do we have any drones out on the map for Serral? There we go. One drone could build an extractor. 2 roaches over here. A couple drones burrowed on the right side. More and more buildings are going to get taken out. Did our final Viper fly into a spore? I think it did. I think it did. And I think Serral's going to be quite upset with himself after all of this. Some uncharacteristic mistakes out of Serral. And you could say, oh, Serral's just having an off day, but this is also Raynor just playing extremely well with these constant unit splits. Like, he's flying around with like 3 groups of Mutas targeting different things. He's making sure that whenever he has an opportunity, he kills something. And it is absolutely showing. Raynor still with a burrow on the drones here as well. Serral would love to do something about it, but doesn't have any overseers remaining. And that probably does mean that at the end of the day here, Raynor's just going to win the elimination race. Like, what is there left here right now for Serral? He's going to get a single extractor on this side. He's going to try and stay defensive over here as well. All of these buildings are going to get taken out. 1 extractor over here. 1 more extractor over there. Raynor's not going to go for it. Ooh, he wants to actually defend his own bases. He knows that there's an army split, I guess. But Serral spotted this with these 2 tumors. If these tumors weren't there, I think Serral would be considerably further out of position. But even then, I mean, this army is going to die before the rest arrives. And that means that I think, yep, that Raynor's is going to be winning the incoming fight as well. What do we really have? 13 Hydras, 3 Infestors. And this is just 3 Infestors and 3 Hydras. There we go. GG gets called. Raynor takes game number 1 with some impressive multitasking. Now, it's of course not unheard of for Serral to lose games against Raynor. He's done it in the past. He hasn't lost a series in a while. I think out of the last 10 series, Raynor won a single time, and that was, I think 2023 was the last time that Raynor actually ended up winning a series. I think the fashion in which Raynor won that game was what impressed me the most. It really felt like he was outspeeding Serral. Like, more so, like, and also outthinking him, honestly. Like, there were a lot of moments where it felt like, oh, Serral definitely could go for the kill. You had, like, that Roach Hydra Infestor push out, where he got completely pulled back by a single Ling run by, and I think Serral misjudged his opponent's economical position. I think Serral thought that it was about even in the worker count, but that wasn't the case. And then a lot of these interactions with Lings versus drones, where Serral had Burrow, and there were no overseers with the Lings for Raynor, it just felt like Serral was kind of getting blasted, to be honest. Like, just out-multitasked, which is not the way, you know, it's not how these games are supposed to go. It's not what we're used to seeing as a Serral. Oh my god, he's going to sneak this Overlord out. Are you serious? Oh my god, Raynor's going to be like, wait, you're not here anymore? That is a lot of queen time here that left. That means the inject gets delayed as well. Baneling Nest into extremely quick Roach Warren behind all of this, by the way. This Roach Warren is much faster than we much faster than we usually see. Insanely much faster than we usually see. And we have 25 drone links coming in as well. I think that Raynor is not playing a real game here. He says, you know what, I beat you in the macro game with the Mutaling Bane. Now it's time for something that people would consider a little more disgusting. Wait, did that Overlord just get cleared anyway somewhere? What happened? I saw a supply block here out of Serral. Maybe it was just some oversupply. It's also possible. Oh, them nasty Zergs with their supply tricks. Don't love it. Can't live with them, can't live without them. You know what they say. Gonna get an Evo Chamber in the wall as well. This is, of course, a fake. This is meant to confuse the opponent. And confuse it will, as Serral adds a lair. 2 more drones in the mix is also going to go up to 40 workers. 41. 42. Oh, sorry. He's in trouble. Gets a baneling. Oh, 3 more workers. Oh no, he is in so much trouble. The roaches are streaming across the map. We have a lot of links here already as well. Serral will need to give up his 3rd base. He'll need to get a full wall going here. I'm not certain if he can do it in time. Baneling completely whiffs as well. He doesn't have a wall. I mean, this is too big of an army. Defensively, Serral is building 6 roaches, but he's half army supply. None of this is on. He just now starts to spine. GG's before the fight. As Raynor takes the 2nd map. And just like that, Raynor is going to be on match point here in this series. Absolutely wild. I cannot actually believe... This is surreal to me. Serral just being caught off guard. Fast GG out. I mean, it's not that weird. He had like 3 links against 9 roaches and 15 links and 2 banelings. Like, he was dead, but... I mean, he's been getting slaughtered by Raynor so far in this series. Is Serral falling for like a fake Evo chamber in the wall? I mean, I know ZVZ is a very difficult matchup. I'm not here at the backseat, but it does feel like Serral is a bit off here, or is playing a little bit greedy perhaps. And Raynor is fully abusing that fact. Fully abusing that fact indeed. Get a queen into the main base here. Queen in the natural. As both players here so far with the full mirror. No, that's not true. We have a faster overlord for one of the players. For Serral, in particular. Actually, a significantly faster overlord. Raynors are going to be kind of supply blocked. This is the type of opener you play in a ZVT. And usually you get a faster hatchery with that. Is that what Raynor is going for here? This was supposed to be a 28 hatch. It's actually hitting at... Well, I guess he goes for 30? 32. Okay, I'm freaking lost right now as to what the hell's going on. Seems like it was a standard game all along. And the real friends were the friends we made along the way. Links are going to start pouncing on this thing. We have 2 links at home as well. Raynor went without any links onto the map. That means that Serral's hatchery is going to stay quite healthy. 2 links now show up defensively. No, Raynor's playing a little bit greedy there, isn't he? 2 links. Some extra drones. He's loving it here. He's loving it. Wonder if we're going to see anything else. We have a pool out of gas, so unlikely... Oh, baneling nest hidden. Yeah, this is one of these things, huh? A hidden baneling nest. Let's see if Serral will try to pounce on that opportunity. Say, hey, you don't have a baneling nest? That's interesting. I wonder what I can do about that. Evo chamber comes down in the wall, though. Roach Warren for Serral. Just naked Evo chamber for Raynor. No Roach Warren in the mix. It does feel like there should be something coming out of that Evo then, right? I wonder if it's going to be +1 melee or range. Okay, it's going to be range. It's going to have a significantly faster range upgrade than his opponent. I mean, he's just fully skipping out on banelings for now. Get the Roach Warren down quite a bit later too. Serral's taking gases already. It's not going into lair. Are we going to see a couple of extra overlords here and maybe a roach save up? I don't know. Oh, another scout deny. The fun thing here is that Raynor, he's not really trying to go into his opponent's natural. He hasn't even seen anything in the natural. Hasn't seen the baneling nest, hasn't seen the Evo chamber, the hidden roach warren. None of that is in there. Raynor doesn't know anything except for the fact that there's a 3rd base and there are some drones there. So it is Raynor who's not doing a lot of scouting. He's playing like an underdog. So now we have a... Yeah, it's okay. It's going to be a 9 roach. I think this is an attack because we have a lack of a lair here. At the same time, we have Raynor who's also starting roach production but has +1 on the way. In these types of situations, often the person that goes for the later all-in ends up winning. That is the absolute biggest thing. Like, if you're attacking, you're losing. So I hope for Serral that he's not going to be the first one attacking, because then this series might actually just be over. Another link gets sniped. Raynor still wants to save up as well because he doesn't want to move out before his +1 is done. And here we go. Roaches are now moving out. I mean, this is the dream scenario here for Raynor. Serral switching it up into a more aggressive mode. We have a couple of Ravagers now coming in. Banelings being morphed as well. He's going to be fighting at an upgrade deficit in about 15 seconds from now. And that ain't going to be fun. It really won't be. Oh, Lynx! With this surround here on the back Ravagers. 1.5 will go down, aka 1 will go down. The other one is half HP. +1 finishes up here for Raynor. And Serral's gonna be seeing this most likely. He is not gonna be happy with his. Baneling's trying to get the connection. GG gets called very quickly once more. And Serral has places to be apparently. And it's not in this game anymore. So Raynor, for the first time in 2 years, manages to take a series against his teammate. And that's gonna be it for me today.